know what? During the show, whenever just for like 5 or 10 minutes, just give me the phone and I'll just do it. I'll just hold it and I'll just go.
Okay, we gotta get going because we've been recording for.
There it is. Boom.
Yes.
All right. Are you everybody ready? Okay. No, you're not ready?
We're never ready.
Oh, yeah, I guess we're never ready.
You ready?
We're muted for like 5 minutes.
We're muted for 5 minutes.
Jerk.
All right. So, okay.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. All right. So, live from La Cocina Studios, it's the 200th episode of Houston Wrestling Radio. This is Abel.
This is Travis.
I'm Chris. Yeah.
And that's Chris.
Dummy.
Totally fucked up the groove.
That's what he does.
Everything.
That's what he does.
Yeah, we had a nice, powerful intro.
Since 36, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
So, yeah, 200 episodes, guys. It's awesome. Thank you so much for anybody that has stuck through thick and thin with us for a long, long time.
And we apologize.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. I know that we have long-time listeners that have been with us. I know that we have some newer listeners as well. Welcome and thank you so much. If you're watching on the YouTube, you can, I will pull it up on my phone, the live chat, and you can chat away with us, and then I'll kind of interact as best as I can.
Sometimes we'll even respond to you.
Maybe if it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then we'll be popping in on Facebook Live throughout the show sometime or other. And I'll probably break out my Snapchat for a bit once in a while.
Yeah.
We'll
Your
figure it out.
Snapchat?
Yeah.
What? Oof. I don't know quite about the Snapchat. But anyway, we will kind of interact here if you're on our YouTube. So that being said, we're also, since it's the 200th episode, we're gonna change up a few things.
Well, I brought my jackhammer over the weekend and we did some upgrades.
Upgrades to the what you could call it, the studio.
The set.
Yeah.
Yes. We're definitely going to be focused a little bit more heavily on the YouTube. That's something that we've been doing for a while, but, we were Houston Wrestling Radio, we were a podcast.
We procrastinate.
That was our main focus. But we're going to kind of shift it to more of the YouTube. So, new set, everything. So we're going to try to,
You said that sounds so.
Yeah, I know. We have a set. La Cocina set, I guess. No. It's still a studio.
It's still a studio. We still eat here in this kitchen.
Yeah. So
don't forget the roots.
Yeah. So I don't know, but basically, we're saying all that to say, well, kind of doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to keep referring to ourselves as Houston Wrestling Radio if we're going to be a YouTube show. Yeah. So, guys that have been with us since day one, you guys will probably know that we lovingly refer to our own show as, HWR. Just says to concise it up. I guess from here on out, it says just out and out saying Houston Wrestling Radio. So this is YouTube. We'll just call it the HWR show. Yeah.
One of many.
One of many on the HWR network.
I can hear the pennies rolling in.
Where?
It's right there. Look. Oh, wait. How do you grab them on Pokemon Go?
You
swipe
slide
up.
up.
Ah.
Yeah.
4 cents in my PayPal account.
Yeah, not left to right. Not left to right.
Okay.
Yeah. So that'd be that's something new that we're gonna be doing here. So you could expect, I don't know how quickly we're going to do this, but you could expect us to maybe have like little break-off shows, maybe after shows for after pay-per-views, with not necessarily our 3 ugly mugs. We might switch out the different mugs, maybe have special guests from time to time.
Yeah,
whatever,
Scott from Scott.
Yeah.
Who wipes his butt with Scott.
That's too many Scots.
Yeah, or
I don't like it already.
Jim Keel.
Jim.
He's been advocating for a bit. I mean, we've had Sizzles over here a couple of times.
Bacon, yeah. My boy Donovan.
Dono. Just make sure he leaves the bombs at home.
Maybe if we're nice enough, maybe get AD Bean to,
Hey.
AD Bean, I'm calling you out.
Yeah.
He's not.
No, I'll make sure it gets to him.
Yeah. So you know what? yeah, we're gonna try to do a few little changes, a few little things here and there. Like I said, we're not gonna focus as heavily on the podcast, but no fear. The podcast version is still gonna be there
Eventually.
Yeah, we're just gonna be a little bit more lazy about actually getting it online.
Yeah.
It'll be online.
You'll
some
think
point
it's in the
week.
long run.
Yeah. But
really.
this here with the eyeballs, this is
This is
what
the moneymaker.
Yeah, this is the bread and baker.
Bread and baker?
Bread and butter.
You make your own
Well,
bread?
you said maker, and I was supposed to say butter, and it clashed in my brain.
This is what we got to work with.
Hence the changes.
Oof, you drive me to drink water.
That's saying something.
Wow.
That ain't none of my business.
This is going to be fun. Speaking of fun, AJ Styles.
Oh, Nelly.
We're going to get later on into our mid-year discussion. One of the questions that was posed was call something that's going to happen in the end of the year that a lot of people won't see coming. I had my money like mortgaged on AJ Styles was going to end the year as a WWE champion.
Mm-hmm.
He would win the
You did
title.
say that. Yeah.
And sure enough, bam, AJ's the champ. First impression when you saw the dusty finish.
The dusty finish.
that was my reaction.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What about you, Trav?
I was shocked. Literally shocked. Tell you.
Yeah.
I was watching, you were watching with me? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I just started laughing.
Hold on a second. If people watching on YouTube, you probably just saw Chris lean over and grab something in Travis's hand. We're on the Facebook Lives right now.
We're trying to. We're testing it out.
We're trying a lot of things here.
Yeah.
Let me pull up my YouPorn account.
Ooh.
I like where this is going.
Hey, but check out my shirt.
Whoa.
Okay.
Hey, don't give that shit away for free. We need to hear more pennies rolling in.
Yes.
What's the diamond now?
We want to see UNICEF drive up in this mug.
Yeah. Oh. UNICEF? I didn't know they were involved in such illegal activities.
It's legal to them.
Unscrupulous behavior. Hey, we're officially talking about SmackDown, right?
Yeah.
The blue brand.
We need our
son of a bitch.
SmackDown, the blue brand. That's what we're in right now.
This guy right here.
Yeah.
Another shout out to the lucky man that made this for you.
My co-host Xavier from Pop Culture Rewind. Yeah.
Rewind.
But I digress. But,
Oh no, we're not digressing.
no.
What's the anniversary of this month that you and Xavier had the blessing of having?
Yeah, we did the 20th anniversary of Beast Wars Transformers.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. And we may even have a celebrity voice actor doing our intro for us.
Really?
See, this is really why we're doing changes. He's actually better than us now.
Yeah.
So he's got
fucking
voice actors.
moving up in the
We
world.
have
Us.
each other.
I'm just glad they're finally seeing it.
if it ain't white, it ain't right.
I you know what? I didn't want to say it. Thank you. You see? Yeah.
It's hot in here, man. There's no ceiling fan. There's like a tanning booth light up here. Like, I get darker every week of this light. Like this side right here is all dark, and this side right here is like pasty, like Travis pasty almost.
Yeah. It's pitiful.
How are we gonna do?
Anyway, AJ Styles. Back on track here. AJ Styles. He's the champ.
Mhm.
I'm happy. I'm excited. I think a lot of people are happy and excited as well.
Did the finish matter? You're still happy regardless of how we got it.
To me, in the moment, at the end of Sunday night, no. It did not matter to me. It started mattering to me Tuesday night.
Ooh.
Tuesday night, they were really harping on it. Like, they made it a focal point of the storyline that's how he won it. And, Shane is out here admonishing him. And you got Cena going out there talking smack. And Dean's going out there talking smack. And it's like, oh, my God, he used the low blow. Like, he's the first ever heel to actually win through heel tactics. Like, come on. Like, most of the time when you have a face going out there after a loss to a heel with, like, a screwy finish, the face will come out and say, well, I guess I lost. You got the better of me. I know you may have done this thing that was shenanigans or whatever, but you know what? I want my rematch. And that's it. No one fucking mentions whenever Ric Flair pokes somebody's eye. Nobody ever mentioned Mr. Fuji with the salt. Nobody ever. But like that was never a thing that was integrated into storyline. And sure, it was a low blow, but Cena kind of had a good point. hey, it was tit for tat. I mean, Dean was hanging him up on the ropes there, you know, like that. He had
The
him
most
up.
workout he's had all week. Just making sure. Yeah,
No, that's not true.
yeah, I've heard the stories.
But anyway, like I don't know, just the fact that they were harping on that made me like, oh, dude. Now they're already minimizing the win. You know, it's like, okay, well, we're gonna have two titles. Well, okay, that means we can have a title where we just, fuck it. Well, just try stuff. All right, so that diminishes it a little. And now that he actually won the title, somebody that you wouldn't think would ever win the WWE title won a title. Oh, okay, great. But we're gonna say, oh well, it's only because he was a heel, and we're gonna make a storyline out of it. That diminishes it a little. Like, I wonder how much more is he gonna be diminished? Like, is this gonna be another reign like CM Punk, where yeah, he is the champ, but he was never in the main event.
Yeah, but he had the world heavyweight title. This is the WWE title that dates back to like the 50s and 60s, all that old schoolish stuff. Like, they're not gonna devalue that.
No, all right. Listeners, what do you think? Is this still a good thing? Both YouTube and Facebook Live people. If anybody have any little comments, Trav, what were you gonna say?
I think that
Off the phone.
yeah, right. I think that the AJ winning the title, it's great. My biggest concern, I agree with you, Abel, is SmackDown. What happened on that? Let's just talk for a second about the main event scene. What happened? First of all, I hate the word controversy in this because, yeah, it was just a logo. That's it. There's no controversy in that he was being a heel, and he got away with it. Tough shit. So them harping on that bothers me. Another concern that I have is what they're doing for the next pay-per-view, which for No Mercy?
No mercy.
No Mercy.
No mercy.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
Merci beaucoup.
Oh, look at you. With the accent and everything.
Yeah.
Triple threat match with Dean Ambrose and John Cena. That's more of a bigger kind of concern for me.
Too many balls in the ring?
Yeah, a little bit.
What?
Well, that whole opening segment made no sense whatsoever. Like, okay, AJ's coming out, obviously to gloat, right? Cena comes back. Cena comes back to just say, hey, I want to be the 16-time champ. I want to beat you for it. Woo! Okay, but you lost. Clean at SummerSlam. So rightfully, Dean Ambrose comes back and says, hey, wait a minute. I want my rematch. I do love the that promo exchange between Cena and Dean. I'm not really sure if there was a heel turn on Ambrose's part, or it's a slow burn coming.
I don't think it was.
Okay, we'll get to that later. But then Shane coming out and making it a triple threat for the pay-per-view. But after saying that, Ambrose, you're gonna get your title shot.
Just your one-on-one.
But later.
We'll
talk about that later.
Not right now. Later.
So basically, Ambrose is getting two rematches, two title shots, and John Cena is being inserted in the main event scene, even though he has no reason, to be in the main event scene right now, other than him being John Cena.
Now, I know that like a lot of the stuff that we're saying right now sounds like, oh, we hate it, it's negative. I kind of really, really like what's happening here. I mean, AJ Styles is a fucking champion right now. And Dean Ambrose just all of a sudden, as of Tuesday night, as of last night, just all of a sudden had all the rust worn off of him. However, even though he's only been rusty for like 2 weeks, you know, but like all of a sudden, boom, I'm totally invested in him now. Cena coming back, finally saying the thing that everybody's been dancing around with Cena that never wanted to just kind of like really say, like, hey, I could be the next title holder or record title holder, beating Flair. Holy shit, he's saying that he can be it and he wants to be it. All that shit, that's fucking awesome.
No, they've mentioned that before with the Jon Stewart thing. That's why Jon Stewart cost him the title.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
But he said it himself, and he said, I want to do it, and that's what I intend to do. Like, they're making that fucking focus.
Yeah.
So, that's really going to play at the heartstrings a lot of the IWC here. You know, all the people that are happy that AJ won. You know, all the people that are happy that, Dean's finally, putting some interesting on him. you know. And then you have the perfect heel for the IWC, John Cena, coming out and saying, "I'm going to beat Ric Flair's record."
I'm gonna disagree on that, man. They were in Philly on SmackDown, and that promo exchange with him and Dean, people in Philly were chanting Cena.
Yeah, in Philly.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a really good point.
I think it started when Cena called him out on that he reiterated what Stone Cold told him on the podcast, that he needs to step up. And the fact that he brought that out into the light in front of Philly that likes that kind of like Cliff Notes kind of stuff. Oh, they ate that shit up. And from there, adding more fuel to the fire about calling out Dean and telling him that he got no balls. I was like, okay. Oh, and then he ended it with a bruh. Oh my God.
Was that a little Dr. Thugonomics-ish that happened there?
No, that's Philly.
No, the first
Philly.
the first part of that, he was
a
little bit. He was rhyming. he had some flow with him.
Yeah. Bars, as the kids nowadays call it. Bars. He had bars.
Is that what you'll say?
That's what the kids say.
It's a poetry thing too. Yeah, bars.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a poetry thing? Yeah. Oh.
Bars away.
But what?
Flows.
Sorry, it sounded like homicide there for a second.
Better watch your back.
You might wind up in a body bag. You can only get these 90s references from us kids.
So we're already moving into the second pay-per-view, SmackDown only. Are you enjoying the course that SmackDown's taken now?
Yeah. AJ Styles is the fucking champ. I can't be upset about that.
Even if it's just a month?
For this month, I'm not upset about it.
For this month,
he's
the champ that runs the camp. Huh?
Damn! He better be in season 2.
Season 2 camp? Is there going to be a season 2?
There better be.
There should be.
I'm more interested.
I want them to over-exaggerate. AJ's like mom hair is like down to his knees, but it's still wavy and all coiffed, and then he goes like this and like blows in the wind.
Like every time he like walks like onto the scene or whatever,
superhero pose.
Like little sparkles in his hair. Yeah, that'd be great.
I'm more interested in story time than.
Yeah. Speaking of SmackDown, who enjoyed the return of Daniel Bryan?
What?
I mean, The Miz against Dolph Ziggler.
Oh.
That was a weird.
I was like, what? Huh? Daniel Bryan? I missed this.
Were you not paying attention to the match?
No. Okay, go for it.
Okay, so The Miz, this whole feud ever since Talking Smack, where The Miz called out Daniel Bryan on being soft, and then all of a sudden The Miz wrestles Ziggler in this match, and he's like pulling out the Daniel Bryan like.
It started with the surfboard, right?
Yeah.
And then the double knee stomp, and then the drop kicks.
Yeah, the running drop kicks.
Yeah.
And the yes chants.
Yeah.
He's doing the yes chants. Like it was like 4 out of 10 Daniel Bryan cosplay. But it's getting the point across. Like
this ain't over.
Like we saw the Talking Smack promo, we all gushed over it. We saw the next week on SmackDown, Ziggler came out and we're like, oh fuck. All that for what? Now post pay-per-view, they still have their eye on the course. Like something's gonna pay off with Daniel Bryan and Miz. I don't know if we've all been worked this entire fucking time and they're gonna clear Bryan for one more match against the Miz, or if this is Bryan gonna start pulling guys out from the woodwork, like last week mentioned the possibility of Brian Kendrick. You know, and the fact that they're still going with this, I'm a big fan of it.
How upset would you be if we never got Bryan versus Miz, but we always had surrogates for Bryan versus Miz? You know, if it's Ziggler or Kendrick or you know, whoever is the flavor of the month, he keeps throwing guys at him.
Ziggler wouldn't necessarily count because Bryan didn't go up to him and said, "Hey, I need you to get rid of this from me." Okay. Like Bryan would go up to Kendrick and say, "Hey, buddy, I'm gonna hook you up with this contract because I know we have a lot of respect for each other, but you know, I keep the thing coming all the time." Okay, you know, that's Bryan picking people.
Is that a heel turn for Bryan? Technically, to me, that sounds like a heel turn. That sounds like fucking heel authority figure wanting to take out somebody because of personal stuff.
It's not a heel. It's really personal.
Okay.
He's got. It wouldn't be out of the question for authority figure to abuse the power.
Here's the difference.
But see, that's the thing. Abuse of power is a heel thing to do.
Here's the difference. They've made it very clear several times, Bryan specifically, he can't wrestle. So if the Miz crosses that line and attacks Daniel Bryan physically, not just with words, but physically lays him out, Bryan can't do anything to retaliate because he can't wrestle anymore. Unless they're
That's the storyline.
yeah, that's the storyline. So in that aspect, if Bryan gets friends to help him, or if friends nominate themselves on behalf of Bryan to throw the Miz out, then that's Bryan being a face. If that confrontation never happens and Bryan is just taking it too personal that he's a hero long enough to see himself become a villain, then it's Bryan being a bad guy. And even then, dude, I've said it here a couple of times and we've all talked about it. The Miz right now is probably the best Miz ever. Mm-hmm. Well, even if they wrestle and Bryan loses to the Miz, if it puts the Miz over, I'm all in for it.
Yeah, definitely. That would be that'd be a rough Miz for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's got to culminate with some kind of match, I would think.
I mean, because what rub has a Miz ever gotten? Like high profile. Like, did he ever get anything out of beating Cena at WrestleMania?
He was the main event of WrestleMania, but I mean after that he lost. And then
yeah. Did he ever get anything out of doing the trash talking with The Rock during that rivalry?
No, not really.
No,
the stuff with him and Truth, they got in trouble. You know,
they got to do Survivor Series against The Rock and Cena, but after that,
they got in trouble. Yeah.
So he's never, for all the time that he's been there and the accomplishments he's had, nobody from the past generation or right now that is like up there has given the Miz any kind of rub.
Okay.
So for the Miz to survive the next decade, at least he needs a rub from.
So what you're saying is the Miz needs a good rubbing.
Yeah, he needs a good rubbing.
Cue Abel.
There we go, dingy. What did you think of the whole thing?
Yeah, you. Put the camera on you.
Yeah.
There you go.
Here, take this. Tower Hope the same thing. All right. Oh, no. Okay.
There you go. You hold your arm a bit.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. So Miz. The thing I like about this, it's unpredictable. We don't know. At least I don't know where it's going.
Yeah.
And that's always a fun thing if you're a longtime wrestling fan because, it may be a tad predictable from time to time. And we like it when we can't figure something out.
That's true.
So that's what's got me the intrigue. When Miz kept going off about how I want to renegotiate my contract, and then he almost basically walks out. I would have on SmackDown. I don't know if you saw this or not, but when Miz was on SmackDown, he says he was cutting that promo, and then towards the end of it, he says, "Well, Daniel Bryan comes out." Yeah, he calls him out or whatever, and then Miz says, "No, we never renegotiate my contract. We're going to do that, or whatever." I was kind of hoping like D-Bry was going to like call his bluff, or just say flat out, "Okay, fine, you're fired."
Yeah, I was yelling at the TV. Why doesn't he just strip on the title?
And here's my other thing about this whole situation. We've talked about this before about how on Raw it's always Mick Foley with Stephanie every once in a while. SmackDown is damn near always Shane that's
with Bryan on a leash.
Barely.
Yeah.
Like now it's just Shane that comes out. So maybe they're weeding Daniel Bryan out of the authority side of things, and he will be going back to the ring. I don't know.
All right, since I already got your attention, Heath Slater.
You do that.
Yeah. And that face. Go. Backlash.
Look at that face.
Extreme close
up. Oh God. Broke Facebook.
It won't be the first time. So
the phone will go long before that.
Yeah. Backlash. We had our predictions from last week was I said I don't care about the first opening tag team match because I pretty much knew Usos were going to win. Which, by the way, I love their new get up and everything. The new look. It's refreshing to see like such a drastic change that we haven't seen in such a long time between someone going face to heel.
Yeah, wrestlers wearing black.
Well, I'm talking about a whole gimmick change.
Yeah,
that's pretty much what we're doing on this.
He's wearing yellow.
So that match I didn't care about, but the second match was Usos. We had Heath and Rhino. Of course, my prediction was Usos. I think all of ours was.
Was it?
Okay. So I don't know. Them winning, I guess it kind of ends that whole part of the story of him trying to find a contract. So if they're gonna drop that part of the storyline, drop the whole Beulah and the kids and the
Free
whole.
agent.
No, now he's got a shirt that says I got kids.
Oh,
And on the back it says, "I need this job."
The fans during Backlash chanting, "He's got kids,
Yeah.
he's got kids," when he was getting his ass beat by the Usos. Oh, fucking hilarious. That crowd, Virginia, like I was surprised because Richmond, Virginia is like a B-level, C-level wrestling town as far as that list that leaked a long time ago that crowds got grades.
Yeah.
Dude, they were fucking on fire for almost the entire pay-per-view. I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, I didn't feel like it was lagging or anything, or the crowd was getting out of it or anything. That's one thing we didn't talk about is the Backlash just in general.
Yeah.
I thought it was a solid show.
Yeah, me too.
There was, of course, one thing we didn't talk about was Orton and Brian. What happened with that?
Bray.
Orton and Bray.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What did I say?
You said Brian.
I did. Oh,
Yeah.
So
Too many eyes on him. He gets nervous. You want to get us a break?
we got someone to watch it. Right?
Really?
Hi.
You just gave him a close up of my nose hairs. Good job. Good job, man.
Well, there's a lot of them.
Oh, I trim them. Well, look at all that shit curl on your face.
So much for our one listener. All right, so
Slash you.
That was just for you.
watch it go away.
Send a check to La Cocina Studios.
All right, what were we talking about? Oh yeah,
Orton,
Orton.
Orton Bray.
Before the pay-per-view started, it says that Orton was still not cleared to wrestle from the beatdown from Lesnar.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously we had backstage little shenanigans. Bray, because he's so well known for backstage brawling and taking out opponents before match starts.
Right.
So that made perfect sense. So that match didn't happen, and you could tell when the pay-per-view started, we have Shane McMahon's music, Daniel Bryan's music, but it's not about them. And then a promo, which I said maybe 5 or 10 minutes, whatever. And then we have 6 entrances.
Full entrances.
Yeah.
No jobber entrances for none of the ladies.
Yeah.
Which,
so,
by the way,
you want to talk?
Harley Bliss.
Oh,
my Harley.
Oh, we like you the long time. Yeah. Yep.
and she continued on SmackDown too.
Oh, fuck. Why did I have to go to work? Yeah.
Here's the thing about that. She was the first one eliminated in the elimination match for the champion, which, by the way, Becky Lynch won.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations. We got her first champion on there. She deserves it, I think. Out of the 6, I thought that was a good choice.
Well, I thought all of them were good choices.
Even when we were watching it, like, you know what? I kind of get able now. Like, I wouldn't be pissed if anybody won this. Like, it was equal satisfaction regardless of who won it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. But the funny thing, well, not funny thing, I think the cool thing is on SmackDown, the first one eliminated in that match was the winner of the 5-way match for the number 1 contender with Alexa Bliss.
Which I think that was a good receipt.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
like, I mean, when she was the first one eliminated, I was a little disappointed, but at the same time, I'm like, well, I said it myself. Anybody winning, I'm okay with, and somebody's got to be the first to be eliminated, right?
Yeah.
So, and she kind of had a good go of it, even though she was the first eliminated. She
held her
did
own.
all right.
For the first 15 minutes, there were no eliminations at all.
That match, everybody had a spotlight in that match. And same thing for the SmackDown match, too. So,
I can't keep up here with the camera.
yeah.
Sorry.
No, we'll go slow.
No.
But yeah, that was a good, solid match. And matter of fact, when I was watching the SmackDown match, I was thinking, okay, is it going to be Natalya? Because she can continue and Becky can get the win finally in that thing, and Nikki and Carmella can do their thing, and I guess Alexa and Naomi can have a feud for whatever reason because they're the last 2. But with Alexa winning, it mixes things up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And
we're still waiting for Eva Marie.
No, we're not. So we have a good solid face in Becky and a good up-and-coming heel.
Yeah.
That's over with the fans, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Especially that Harley outfit. This ponytails? Yeah.
Or as us Mexicans call them, handlebars.
Oh, I could ride my bike with no handlebars.
I've never seen you ride a bike.
I actually don't know how to ride a bike. Well, so somebody gave a sad face on that on Facebook. Oh, why were we sad?
All right, the last thing on the docket for the
still
Blue
sad.
Brand, the new tag. Oh, we're talking about tag teams already. I think we covered everything.
Well,
what
we
are we missing?
covered the first thing in the tag champs, the first match. I mean, we didn't really cover the second match, did we?
Well,
I mean, we said, well, no, in the pay-per-view. I mean, we said that
well, they won, and that
but
was pretty much it.
Yeah.
I mean,
and Hype Bros.
you care about the match?
I didn't care about that. I didn't care about the rematch of Usos and Hype Bros or Hype Brothers on SmackDown. Then the segment with Heath coming out and getting
Heathy baby.
signing the contract, which they kind of drug that out for him signing the contract. So I thought something was going to stop him from signing the contract.
Yeah.
He signs it, and then Ascension comes out.
The Ascension. Okay, that's when you should be putting sad faces on the freaking Facebook. The Ascension. Bleh.
show the YouTubers that face. There you go.
Oh wow! And I showed the Facebookers our ceiling fan there. Oops. Here, somebody take this damn thing from me, or the ceiling lights, whatever.
Oh, we got another.
Yay!
That's it for the blue brand.
That's it. Okay.
Yes,
Oh well, there is one last
Yes,
thing.
Elmer, it's 200.
Yes, episode 200. Yes.
There is one last thing, but you want to save that for the Raw?
Ah, one more thing.
One more thing. You want to save it for Raw?
Sure.
Okay, we'll save it for
Okay,
Raw.
I'm not sure what it is,
Yeah.
but okay.
He does that all the time.
Yeah.
Speaking of WWE,
Yes.
what stood out in the NXT episode that I did not watch?
Oh, NXT happened again, right? That was the thing.
It's another week. Yeah,
Yeah, it's another week, another NXT episode.
I'll take this one.
Okay.
There's not a whole lot. There's not a whole lot to talk about.
Jack? And squat.
A little bit.
Okay.
A nit to pick, maybe.
Ooh.
Or do you want a rant? How about that?
Oh wait. Oh, he's getting rid of the phone. All right.
He needs both arms
Oh,
for
no.
this.
Uh-oh.
Not really, but okay.
Okay. Here we go.
Okay, so
Here we go.
the opening match was TM61 versus Tony Nese and Daivari from CWC.
Ira Daivari, right?
Yeah, the only
You're
Daivari
right.
that's
Not
relevant.
Sean Daivari.
Yeah, the only Daivari that's relevant.
Yeah.
There.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
Keep going.
Keep
All right,
going.
give it
Keep
to us,
going.
baby. So
Keep
the
it coming,
match is going on, right? And everything's going fine. It's a fine tag team match. My nit to pick is on Tom Phillips.
Mm-hmm.
Commentators in general, and it's a foreboding worry that I'm going to have when the cruiserweights arrive on Raw,
Okay.
because he kept going off about how, oh, look at these cruiserweights and look at how they're flying all the way around the ring, and man, they do all these fast moves and everything.
Oh, look at the flippy dippy.
Like half the roster on all the shows are cruiserweights or wrestle like cruiserweights. But now all of a sudden, because they're labeled cruiserweights, they're going to be classified as such, as that's their own style or whatever. Like we've never seen that before, and this and that. And this is off one match off of NXT, and NXT is supposed to be the smart show. Can you imagine when they're on Raw?
We didn't get that with the Kota Ibushi match when he showed up.
So this is just a one match on a tag team match that they're starting to harp up on because they're getting closer to the debut on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just dreading hearing Michael Cole and Saxton talk about how exciting these new cruiserweights are. God, I haven't seen anything like this before. Right after a Neville match.
Now see, hold on.
I believe that makes sense.
I see where you're going there. I won't mind it if they're saying that they're all excited for the new wrestlers and the stuff that they're doing and describing it as exciting. If they're new wrestlers, you know what I mean? Like if they're just saying, oh, hey, this Kota Ibushi, he's cool and he does this and that or whatever. But I see where your point where it's like saying, oh, well, we've never seen any of this stuff before, the high flying, whatever. If they just keep it relegated just to here's a new guy and this is all the new guy stuff he has, then I'm going to be okay with it. Well, I know, but let's hold on a little hope.
You've seen the commentators. You've heard the commentators before,
No,
right?
more importantly, you know what show you're on, right? Hope is in short supply with HWR. Very short supply.
All right, we're going to take a break on the Facebook.
All right, yeah.
Live right now. Oh, look.
Hey, there's Aaron.
Aaron
What's up,
Garcia,
Aaron?
Yeah. All
Hey,
right.
go, you Facebookers, go to the YouTube and interact there.
Travis
Yeah.
and Abel finally get arthritis, and that's the time Aaron decides to show up.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen,
We might
Cup of
be
coffee.
we might be back. But if we're not, go to our YouTube channel right now.
Yeah.
And we're there.
When?
right now.
Right now.
Yeah.
Because we're live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, hey.
Live.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
Right there.
All right.
Anyway, what are you saying?
How about this little thing called the Cruiserweight Classic?
Ooh, Cruiserweight Classic. I don't know why we.
I don't know.
I don't know what.
Noam Dar versus Zack Sabre, right off the top.
Why?
That's a ringtone for somebody that wants it. Travis,
What?
Noam Dar against Zack Sabre Jr.
It's good.
Match of the week candidate.
Okay.
Definite match
I'll
of the
give you
week
that.
candidate.
I'll give you that. I liked it more than the other match. I'm still. I don't know what the right word is. Not perplexed, but just like amazed by some of the stuff that Zack Sabre can do, but what he does with his opponents, and his opponents are able to do back to him. My one thing that I've noticed as a flaw in Zack Sabre Jr. is, did we talk about this already?
Yeah. Well, I haven't heard this, so. And they haven't heard it.
He's not when he comes to selling his moves, he's not consistent. Like sometimes, like he doesn't sell.
Noam Dar had him in a knee bar.
Yeah.
That's not like a headlock where you just sit there and grab your breath and pretend it's a rest hold. You need to be screaming like you're getting stuff put in your holes and you're not expecting. And he's just sitting there like, and just makes a random face. Like that's a move that you need to be selling like you're about to lose the match.
Yeah.
And looking back, I actually went back and looked at the other matches in the Cruiserweight Classic. That is a persistent flaw that he has, is his lack of inconsistency as far as selling the moves that are done to him, most importantly, submissions.
Lack of inconsistency.
No. Lack of consistency.
Oh.
Yeah. Lack of consistency.
The earwax.
There you go.
Yeah.
I heard him right.
So Zack Sabre's in the semifinals. The other match we had was
Rich Swann versus
TJ Perkins.
Yeah. The reason I'm picking that other match over this one is because for Zack Sabre, it's still, to me, is more still of an oddity type as far as the way he wrestles. And
He's different.
yeah, it's a different match. Whereas Rich Swann and TJ Perkins, I feel like I've seen that match several times.
Really?
I mean, it's just, I mean, to me, it was a good match. I'm not taking anything away from it, but nothing really stood out to make it unique.
Well, for me, that match was definitely a match of the week pick as well. Both matches from CWC this week, match of the week pick. Which
Candidates,
yeah. Were there any candidates from Backlash? I know we're kind of
AJ Dean, I thought was
the girls' match.
I'm tempted to say use them as a candidate for
The ladies.
I agree. The ladies.
Not the main event. You sure? Okay, all right. But these two.
in that main event. That's on Dean.
Really?
Like, I haven't been invested in Dean as a wrestler or as a champion.
Okay. Well, again, going back to what we were talking about Tuesday. Tuesday, that scrubbed all the rust off for me on Tuesday.
What happened on Sunday was it felt like that match was too one-sided for the most part, that it gave the impression that Dean was going to somehow survive the odds and win.
We said that, right? Because we're thinking,
I was like, yeah, it doesn't feel like a balanced fight. Like Cena, AJ, that was balanced back and forth. Like it was equal give and take. For the most part, AJ was owning Dean to be like, oh, great, this is going to be a Hulk Hogan Super Cena moment where Dean's going to do 4 or 5 moves and it's
because
over.
AJ was going to town on his knee.
Oh, yes.
Oh
That's
man,
true.
those 2 cap killers that he did on.
Yeah.
That's right, cap killer, not cap crusher.
Yeah. That crusher shit.
Okay. Anyway, back to Swan versus TJ. I really liked it. It's funny because I've kind of developed this reputation of always being the story guy. But remember, I also had another reputation before that of being the guy who was always in love with that. Well, that too. The guy who was always in love with the X Division matches.
Yeah.
And that's what this felt like. X Division match, which of course, Suicide-y, versus a guy that I haven't seen a whole lot of that I really, really like, Rich Swann. And I felt like Rich Swann almost showed Suicide-y up a little bit. And I thought maybe the wrong guy won the match.
I like the way it ended because they slowly were building up the buddy partnership of them two, like wrestling together back in the day before they got there. The fact that when the finish happened, it looked like Perkins felt bad that he won.
I do like that.
And he went straight to Rich and checked on him and hugged him, and Dan just started crying. I was like, these fucking emotions, man. Who's cutting up onions in this place?
Actually, I'm glad you mentioned that because I thought about something a while back and I forgot you just reminded me about it. I don't know if these relationships and stuff, if these are legit, it's an amazing coincidence that all these people were in the finals because it was Zack Sabre versus Noam Dar.
They know each other.
No, because Noam Dar, Zack Sabre trained him and he worked together and all this other shit. He's a protege. And then in this match, all of a sudden, Rich Swann and T.J. Perkins
they're best friends.
They're best friends. It's like, come on, man. Like,
I get that.
It seems like it's too.
They try to shoehorn the story into it.
Yeah.
With Gargano and Ciampa, I got it. Because we've seen them before. They've established it. But as much as you say that you liked it, just if you're looking at the microcosm, just this match and that's it, yeah, it makes sense. But if I zoom out and be like, wait, where is the rest of this storyline shit?
Exactly.
And the rest of the CWC tournament?
Or even in the promo packages before.
Hell, have we ever seen TJ Perkins ever mention anything about some dude that he knows named Rick Swann? No, never. I don't know anything about Rich fucking Swann. And I'm not hating on the guy. I like him, but I don't know jack shit about him. I've never seen him mentioned by anybody else, much less TJ. TJ Perkins, he's never mentioned anything about it. Yes, he wrestled as TJ in TNA. Yeah, sure, he was all suicide for a long time, whatever. But I never knew anything that, that's his best friend. So all of a sudden, this one night, last week at CWC, poof, the magic best friend. What? When? Since when? So, I mean, I get if you're just looking at the match, the storyline makes sense just in the match itself. But, dude, how did you get there?
At least we knew the Daniel Bryan Kendrick stuff from the beginning on commentary. And the first match with Gargano and Ciampa, we've been watching NXT long enough to know that was there. Yeah. You wanted more. You wanted it more in the oven.
But if we have Ibushi versus Grand Metalik, and then we find out that they were married before in this gay relationship, and they broke up and divorced.
They were best friends in the orphanage long time ago.
That's what it was. Yeah,
we haven't had the orphanage.
Yeah,
we haven't had that one yet.
Yeah.
And that's the match that ends in a draw.
No, but they're in that orphanage in Mexico by that one guy. What was his name? El Generico. Yeah, that's what it was. Oh, okay.
The myth, the legends.
So our semifinals, I'm sorry. Grand Metalik against Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah.
And then we have Kota Ibushi against TJ Perkins.
Yeah, which is going on right now.
Yeah. So the semifinals and the finals are going to happen in this last episode of the Cruiserweight Classic.
Yeah, which if you're watching us live, thank you. That means that you know that you can go back and watch the network whenever you want.
Yeah. And somewhere mixed in the middle, a rematch for the tag titles between Gargano and Ciampa and the Revival.
Yeah.
So we asked the listeners.
Oh no.
Who you got winning and who are they beating? So basically they're predicting the final and who they win.
Okay.
Scott from Scott.
Oh, that guy.
I don't know if I should take this seriously or not. TJ Perkins beats Grand Metalik to win the tournament.
Oh, Scott.
And then we're torn with the other two. Anthony Scrivener. Ibushi beats Sabre.
Wait a second. Who is that?
Anthony Ryan Scrivener.
Oh, I think that's a new guy. I've never heard his name called before. Hey, welcome to the show.
Kota Ibushi defeats Zack Sabre. And then Daryl Hughes.
Daru.
Picks Sabre over Ibushi.
Ooh,
yeah.
Okay.
So
I think Ibushi is pretty much a shoe-in to go to the finals.
Sabre's not a shoe-in to go to the finals?
I don't know. I can tell you who ain't making it. Metalik. Metalik's not going to be in the final. I think he's the weakest out of the four candidates. Grand Metalik.
And we now know that the winner of this is going to be the champion. The Cruiserweight champion.
Oh, really? Is that?
They said that on the pay-per-view, right?
Did they?
Yeah, they said that. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
I must have missed that. Okay.
No, last week on somewhere I saw it.
So
I can't remember.
One of these 32 rookies is going to be the new Cruiserweight champ and debuting on Raw.
I can't believe you just said rookie.
Rookies to WWE.
AJ Styles is a rookie.
Technically, yes.
And that's why I'm thinking that the final match is going to end in a draw, and nobody leaves with the title, and they push that up to Clash of Champions.
Well, what I was going to say is that going to make anyone?
That makes too much sense.
Oh, well, yeah. Anybody on the current Raw roster a little perturbed? Like, hey, I wasn't in this tournament because it was supposed to be a bunch of nobodies that you
Neville.
picked out from. Yeah, like I mean, Neville going to be upset about it. And like, hey, I've been here this whole time. I'm actually under contract. I've won all these matches. I've been on all these feuds. Why didn't you give me a shot? You give these 32 nobodies a shot? What the hell?
What the hell, bro?
Bruh. Hi, bruh. Hey, mate. Is that how he talks? Oh, I don't know.
Before we go any further, because we've been going too far too fast. Sunday night, hashtag HWR, one word to describe AJ Styles winning the title.
Word.
Uno.
How many people said phenomenal?
2.
Only 2.
Robert Medlin said solid. Glad they pulled the trigger on AJ and the cheap finish gives a few
I agree.
Ambrose more life.
I agree.
Juan Botello, shocked. I didn't think he would ever be champion. Considering he's not a homegrown talent, his age is at 40. I thought WWE wouldn't want to make him champion.
He's not quite.
Aaron, phenomenally awesome.
You asked for one word, right?
Yeah. So Elmer got it right. He just said phenomenal. And
But he said phenomenal.
Dylan Robert Howland the third said sweet. A little too sweet. Yeah. And with that, we're done with Cruiserweight Classic and everything else in the past, I guess. Lucha Underground!
Oh, here
What?
Oh, what? No.
Lucha Underground is back, people.
Another day in the church. Instead of I know,
Temple.
temple, whatever. Dario's Dial of Doom.
Yes,
I love the alliteration.
I love it. I love
Triple D's.
it.
Of course you'd go there.
Yeah, that's true.
This is why we're bankers and he moves furniture.
I had to bust up my calculator.
So we start the show with Dario's like, you know what? We're gonna feed Matanza some people. So because nobody's rushing to challenge him, so he made this Wheel of Misfortune, basically. Which was the title on the iTunes episode.
Oh, really?
Wheel of Misfortune. Yeah. What'd you think of the whole concept and feeding him Son of Havoc?
I want to see the goddamn wheel more often. Like, I don't know. It's just cheesy enough where it's like, oh, Dario, but not like super, super cheesy where it's like, oh, this is stupid. You know, again, this is Lucha Underground we're talking about, so crazy shit can happen and it's very forgivable. But I don't know, I like it. The whimsy, I guess you could say, of it, I liked. We're not talking about WWE anymore here. Lucha Underground. We don't have a Lucha Underground side of this box here. There's the Kleenex.
Sponsored by
We're not
Kleenex.
sponsored by nobody.
We're not sponsoring that.
Shit out of here.
Jackasses.
It's still visible.
It's fine. Well, those posters are visible. I got it. All right.
What'd you think? Dial of Doom. You saw the episode today.
Yeah, just a little while ago. I was telling him when he came over. I was like, well, my goal was to watch it over the weekend, and that didn't work. My goal was to watch it on Monday. So my goal was to watch it on Tuesday. So my goal was to watch it before we did the show.
So watch it now.
And he kind of did.
I did.
Well, you did. Well, then people started walking in and bothering you and talking to you. So.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Oh, he invited us over. Whose fault is that?
I didn't have to come.
I'm already used to it.
Yeah.
I'll start paying rent.
All right. So
And then led to Matanza versus Havoc.
yeah, that was a good match. I would say candidate for match of the week.
Ooh. Okay. Okay.
Just because for me, not a whole lot to go off of for this week as far as match of the weeks.
And that's coming off of a WWE pay-per-view week. I mean, you know, I liked Backlash. I thought it was solid.
Yeah, and we all said that.
But we don't. There's not a match of the week. I mean, I guess just the ladies' match. I don't know. Let's not revert back. I'm sorry.
Season 2 started with King Cuerno defeating Phoenix for the Gift of the Gods title.
Right.
As this match went on, did you actually have a slight bit of hope that Son of Havoc was actually going to beat Matanza?
I bought it.
I thought that
You
was
bought into it too?
I bought it. I thought he was going to beat him on like some sort of flash pin or something, some sort of miracle ass victory. I literally thought Son of Havoc was going to pull it out.
See, my first thought was, okay, they're doing a spinning wheel thing, so this is going to be an ongoing weekly thing or whatever the case would be, and this Son of Havoc is the first guy. And the match is going on, I was like, oh, fuck, this is Lucha Underground.
And this dial is stupid. Get rid of it. All right. Son of Havoc's win.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing the title come back.
Yeah,
I'm sure it will, but
Yeah.
I'm sure I can look at spoilers and find out.
Right.
Well, they're dating because this happened 4 years ago, so we might not be able to find this true.
It's in the archives.
Speaking of waiting for time, are you interested in a 40-week build for Ivelisse versus Katrina for Ultima Lucha 3?
Ooh, no, like,
I don't mind looking at them for 40 weeks.
wow, ooh.
But like this is so weird. Like their first show in, and you're gonna tease a match that's gonna happen in 40 weeks.
Yeah, but I mean, weren't they gonna kind of do the same thing with Son of Havoc last season, where like if you won this match, you'll have
Oh, that
main
was
event.
Ultima Lucha 2.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the first match. That wasn't the first episode.
Yeah, but it was still gonna be a whole season later because he was gonna. It was at Ultima Lucha
Yeah.
Dos.
If
Oh,
he
that,
won
yeah.
against Wagner, then he would have gotten the title shot at
Ultima
Ultima
Lucha
Lucha 3.
Tres.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I forgot
which
about that.
I don't
Season
know.
2,
I mean,
like if we go back to our talk to season 2 finale, we didn't. I mean,
Was there? I think at that, to Travis's point, I think at the time when Ultima Lucha Dos was happening, there was enough build and credibility for Son of Havoc that it kind of made more sense that if he went through all that shit and actually won and got the contract, it would have been more entertaining. Ivelisse and Katrina, how hot is this feud? Are they like no,
Well,
not disrespect, obviously physically.
very hot.
How high on the totem pole is their feud that warrants it being built for 40 weeks?
well, nothing right
It's
now.
not that high.
Obviously, time will tell, and they'll have time to build it up. But
Yeah.
it's just weird, even for Lucha.
I don't think the build for fucking Rock versus Cena was that long.
For a whole year?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
So it was a year.
Well, yeah, it wasn't there, but it wasn't until halfway.
So-
No, it wasn't the full calendar year. It was halfway through the year when they started saying, "Oh, well, we are going to do once in a lifetime dose."
Yeah.
It wasn't like the Raw after the first WrestleMania. They said, "Hey, we're gonna have a rematch of the next WrestleMania." Hell, the same thing with HBK and Taker. Hell, the same thing with
I was talking
Triple
about
H
the
and
first.
Taker.
I was talking about the first once in a lifetime when they announced it.
It didn't feel that long because they gave us Survivor Series with them as a team,
Right.
so that they can build on the feud before they can really start moving.
We're spending too much time on this.
Well, either way, it was annoying then. Is it going to be annoying now here in Lucha Underground? I don't know. We'll see.
What y'all think about the return just in general from the storyline? That's the one thing that Lucha's always known for is their storytelling. Their comeback, season 2 ended with Dario getting arrested. This time he's in jail. He gets pulled out, and Honky Tonk Man's in there giving his stuff.
Love that.
The random cameo of the week, I guess. I mean, it's fine, and everything's back to status quo after that, sort of.
It's the villain from Inspector Gadget that's in the back of the limo with the metal hand.
Dr. Claw.
Yeah, it's Dr. Claw.
Wow, reaching into the Wayback Machine for that reference. Yeah.
It's Dr. Claw. He's in charge of this whole shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm really interested to see where
So
they're
like by
actually
season
going.
4, like we're gonna have like animalities from Mortal Kombat where Prince Puma really turns into this huge Aztec like donkey. And
I'm
starts
surprised we
killing
haven't
people.
Wait, Prince Puma turns into a donkey. His
I'm
name
making
is
sure you're paying attention.
Prince.
Prince Puma turns into a big pussy and starts killing people.
You invited him on.
I didn't fucking invite him.
Shit, I got a key.
Like,
Now you're gonna hurt his feelings. All right, what's next?
Quick shout out for Ring of Honor. This was their first episode post pay-per-view in the new taping arena, because they tape the episodes the next day after the pay-per-view.
okay,
So
I didn't.
Adam Cole won the title. Bullet Club's in the ring.
Baby.
Jay Lethal comes out, and he's like, "I just want you to know." Well, and he just says, "You know what? I've got friends too." So he is joining with Los Ingobernables.
Really?
Yeah,
Who?
Tetsuya Naito and Evil came out.
The hell's going on?
From Los Ingobernables.
Who?
And so next week on Ring of Honor, we have a 6-man tag: the Bullet Club, Adam Cole, against Naito, Evil, and Jay Lethal.
The hell's going on? I don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I literally got half what
Okay,
you just said.
okay, you know how there was NWO and then there was LWO?
Uh-huh.
That's kind of like
Yeah,
Bullet Club and Los Ingobernables.
from Japan. So it's
Right.
JWO.
But they're they're
Too
Mexican.
sweet.
Yeah. Mucho azúcar.
2 sugar?
2 sugar. That wasn't even 2. That was
You didn't
lots.
tell me that. I would have known. Boom goes the dynamite, and Samuel O'Reilly is still in the shadows, waiting to get his hands on it.
Yeah, fuck you.
We're gonna roll the humor in because TNA had their delete or decay match.
Oh, for fuck's sake. No.
We set up the table so Abel can't really go anywhere. So let me trap him.
No.
Delete or decay. You saw like half of it in the last 5 minutes before we went on the air. Thigh slapping and face making and groaning and all that bullshit you were doing. First impression after watching that fucking.
Oy. That was my reaction. Oh God. I really don't know what to think about Delete or Decay.
Welcome back, dear. It stinks.
I don't know if this is fucking stupid or
It's fucking stupid.
or fucking brilliant. I honestly don't know what to make of this.
Is there anything of it that you liked?
I liked all of it and I hated all of it.
You
Like,
hated yourself for liking it.
And I liked myself for hating it. Like I don't know. I don't know what to think anymore. I don't know what to feel. Up is down, black is white. Cats are sleeping with dogs. That's hysteria.
Black makes you look fatter.
That's what happens when you watch TNA.
Yes. Makes you question my entire existence.
You saw
This
it.
was supposed to be the summer of George.
I was about to throw out a fucking Seinfeld reference. You son of a bitch.
It was the summer of George. George Washington the giraffe. You fast forwarded through it
I fast forward
at the zoo.
Yeah, I saw. Well, I saw the Bucks of Young.
Oh, the boxing kangaroo for training? God damn it.
The Bucks of Young.
What's the youth? Get it right.
Oh, was it your
Fucking
youth?
retard. He made you retarded. Look at it.
Dude, bash me all you want. I like the pool scene where they were fighting underwater and they did like the driver bomb in the pool. Because I always wondered what that would look like if I did it to still heavy. You. They kind of actually built some decent storyline through this.
The fuck?
And I'm gonna explain that. I'm gonna explain this really quick. We've had
quick.
We've
Yeah,
had
Joseph Park is back, everybody.
fuck
Oh,
that guy.
look.
Fuck that guy. He deserved to be tasered.
Aye.
We started out this year in TNA with another reboot of the Matt and Jeff feud.
Mhm.
Matt Hardy wins. Jeff becomes broken Jeff Hardy and is subservient to Matt by force.
Mhm.
Throughout the whole thing, he gets morphed into actually being a part of this team with Matt and his wife.
Right.
To the point where Abyss had Janice and was about to hit Matt with it, and Jeff actually came in and took the hit.
Yeah.
Threw himself at Matt.
Mhm.
So like the evolution of like the broken, fucked up Hardy Boys basically just had finally happened. And the
Alright.
fact that they actually like that came across, I kind of dug it. I kind of dug it.
Okay.
You might have missed it because you skipped through a lot. Because
Well,
that was like the director's cut's like 19 minutes.
Yeah, it was 19
and
minutes.
half of it's in the zoo.
I watched it 10 minutes before we were going to go on air.
Now finish killing it.
You let him have his piece. He liked it. I don't know what I feel. We all
You
know
feel a
what
lot
you
of
feel.
things.
We all know what you feel. Go for it.
What can I say? I can't get my point across even more just when I say
No, sir, I don't like it.
I didn't like it. I mean, come on. Like,
Speaking of things you didn't like, entice the viewers on the Grand Championship.
Wait. Were you done? Were you going to say something else about the... You got to take fucking 45 minutes to tell how you...
So did he. He left.
yeah,
That was his argument. He left.
yeah. Roman candles for the win,
Okay.
right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yay, because that's funny. He was funny in the first one, so we're gonna redo this like more. Now we're gonna have more of them.
Were the Roman candles still wearing vests?
See that stupid ass comment deserved to be in a stupid ass segment of the show.
Thanks. We need to come up with a graphic for that. Stupid ass segment of the show.
But I'm not gonna be the name of the fucking.
No,
show.
we're having separate episodes called What the Fuck.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. There's a lot we need to fill you in on. There's a lot of shows.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I don't even know about that one, so don't feel too bad.
Oh, okay.
Why are we still talking about TNA?
Yeah. Okay.
Grand Championship.
Oh, that.
Grand check.
Okay, yeah, the belt looks okay. I saw the matches. These are the matches that were supposed to be like MMA style qualifiers or whatever the case may be, or tournament style.
Was it MMA style?
Okay, so they had it was Drew Galloway versus I don't care, whatever the name was.
You like Drake? Maybe.
Sure, I don't know.
Okay,
Oh yeah, because
So-
both of those guys just scream MMA to me.
Yeah. You should watch the match. So 3 minute, 3 rounds, right?
Mhm.
And there's judges, because to make this legit. And they, in between the breaks, they go to their corners, because there's 6 fucking corners.
Well, you know, if you have a 4-way MMA fight, you know, you have enough corners.
Right.
But
Let's not even get into that at all.
Okay.
No, like, okay, it's different. Yay. They like dim down the lights a little bit to make it look like a fucking house show for some reason.
Or to pretend that we're back in New York.
Yeah. Oh, you know, just like in that other thing, that UFC, where the 10 seconds before the end of the round, they do the clap thing, you know, to tell the
Yeah,
prizes.
yeah.
Yeah, they do that to make it, you know, to make it seem like it's real. It's bad. It was bad. That's all. I mean, it's no Delete or Decay, but this is actually inside a fucking arena, for God's sake, or a studio, or whatever the fuck they bristle. I don't even know anymore.
All right, then. Were any of those matches in the grand tournament better than CM
No.
Punk versus Mickey Gall at UFC 203?
Ooh.
I was more invested in the CM Punk and Mickey Gall match. I give a shit about that match. These, I don't. You want to transition over that? Are we done?
CM Punk versus Mickey
Yeah.
Gall this Saturday, UFC 203. You
Yes.
were at Reality of Wrestling.
Yes.
What was the vibe like?
Well, it was interesting. Okay, so Reality Wrestling, they had their show, and then after the show was over, it came out and said, "Hey, we're gonna actually put up on the big screens here the pay-per-view. We're almost to the CM Punk fight. Anybody want to stick around? Stick around." So
Who stuck around?
about half of the people, half of the crowd stuck around, and it was kind of funny because you know there was the ring and then all the seats around the ring, and you know the projector for the Titantrons over here. Everybody kind of like just picked up their chairs and moved and just like turned. So there's like all these chairs that were just informally just set up in like these little pockets, half-ass rows and this and that, and we're all just like facing the screen there. So it was kind of a cool vibe. But one thing that I noticed was that once we actually got to the fight, Mickey Gall came out first. And well, even before Mickey Gall came out, they were showing the vignettes or whatever. CM Punk get put up on the screen. All the marks are cheering, clapping, yay. Mickey Gall gets put up on the screen. All the wrestlers are cheering and clapping and saying yay. None of the fucking wrestlers there, at least at Reality Wrestling, none of the wrestlers there were cheering for Punk. They were all cheering against CM Punk. I shit you not, dude. They were all for Mickey Gall. Yeah,
He's not shitting.
I'm not shitting you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. It was a little unexpected, but I just kind of like sat on my little chair off to the corner, and I was like, I'm just gonna observe this and just see what happens.
Pinky out.
Pinky out. And yeah, that's kind of how the whole thing went. You know, CM Punk was doing his thing, this and that. All the marks are cheering and clapping, and you know the lay people. And then next thing I know, I have Booker T, Stevie Ray, Brad Gilmore, their other announcer guy, Matt Sapolsky, and MVP sitting behind me. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. And apparently,
No selfie.
no selfie,
No sound clips for the podcast.
no.
Dick. Nothing.
Bump kiss. But yeah, they were sitting behind me, and like I couldn't help but overhear some of them, you know, just talking about how, man, CM Punk ain't going to do this and that, and they're just like talking smack about Punk. And like, you know, they're actually, I guess, knowledgeable enough to actually talk intelligently about Mickey Gall and about UFC and all this and that. I'm like, okay, this is interesting. It's a different perspective. So the match happens, and you know, the 2 minutes or whatever it took Gall to kick the shit out of Punk, and a lot of people were like, oh man, that kind of sucked, and then they just started getting up and walking out. Where all the wrestlers were like, oh my god, and Booker's like, I fucking called it, I told you, I called it. 2 minutes is all I had. I said it. Him and MVP and Stevie Ray were just laughing their asses off, going along with each other, like, that's all. Like, okay, like it was different. I didn't know what to really make of it. And then, like, now, if you think I'm full of shit, I'm not. You could go onto YouTube and search for Title Match Wrestling, and they actually have a video where they interviewed all three of them, as well as Pritchard. Bruce Pritchard was there, and they're interviewing them, and they all pretty much said, well, they said what I said. You know, they're like, oh yeah, you know, he wasn't gonna last. We knew Punk wasn't gonna do this and that. MVP tried to be a little bit more level-headed there towards the end about saying, well, you know, he tried and da. Everybody online wanted to give Punk a participation ribbon for just trying, but like, the wrestlers were a little bit more harsh on him.
I would be curious to find out from those same wrestlers how much of that is knowledge of them watching MMA and how much of that is just bias that they hate Punk because of how Punk left and all the shit that he's been talking. That like he was like pre-match, they like in the pre-show they had video of CM Punk like, this is the office, this is the room where I told Vince McMahon he could fuck off in the same arena before he quit. Like how much of that hate from all the wrestlers is legitimate UFC knowledge, and how much of that is just, oh, I have sour balls because CM Punk did what he did.
You know, that's
that. If I was there, dude, I would have just asked them on the spot, how much of that is personal, and how much of that is your knowledge of MMA?
That'd be an interesting question. Now, just judging off of what I heard,
how did you take it? Did you take it as them being knowledgeable about MMA, or them just having sour grapes?
I took it as them being knowledgeable about MMA. I did not take it as 100% sour grapes. There was a little twinge of that, but to me, it was like they were like, "Oh man, of course you can't do it." You know, but
why are we talking about other people's opinions? What do we think about the fight?
Okay.
Well, you tell us.
Go ahead.
Okay. It was, well, honestly, it was what I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
I had hope during the few seconds the match was going on that he was going to get out of it or whatever, and he was going to show us something. But here's the thing. This whole Punk situation, he was able to do something that a lot of people aren't able to do.
Right.
You know, he wanted to, you know, be a UFC, or not a UFC, he just wanted to be an MMA fighter.
Right.
Because of who he is and I guess connections he had or whatever the case, his name value, he was able to get a high profile spot.
Mm-hmm.
But because of that, that caused all kinds of jealousy and hate, everything towards Punk for being in this fight. You know, and it depends on, I guess, what side you're on that. Like, you could say, okay, well, I can see their point of view. I can see, you know, Punk's point of view. Mm-hmm. All this hate that Punk's been getting, and nobody's pointing any goddamn fingers to Dana White for putting him in that situation in the first place. After the match was over, someone interviewed Dana White, and he says, well, his next match is going to be here.
Right.
He knew that he was not going to win that fight. He knew that this was all the reason he brought him in. Pay him all that money, which we found out was like $500,000
to lose.
And that's before the piece of the pay-per-view pie and Reebok.
Right, yes. It's like $625,000 he's going to get overall. Mickey Gall beat him $30,000.
Yeah.
But that's another point. He knew that this was going to be a publicity stunt. He knew this was going to get buy rates. He knew this was going to get people to watch the show. He did not care if it was Punk. It could have been anybody that came off of WWE.
Yeah, it could have been like Lashley.
Someone with a name value.
Oh.
So regardless, it was all publicity stunt for UFC and Dana White. And why would Punk, who wants to be a fighter, turn that down?
Punk said that himself in his post-match interview.
Yeah.
Not to mention White reached out to Punk for this.
Yes.
Punk didn't reach out for Dana.
That's exactly what Punk said.
And that's my point.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
Dana saw an opportunity of getting more buys.
Yes.
And why isn't anybody saying, "Hey, fucking Dana White, why are you why?" I don't understand the heat that CM Punk has. CM Punk is just a fighter. Okay, if a promoter comes up to you and say, "Hey, we're gonna put you in a big high profile, pay us money. You want it?
We'll give you $500,000 to get your ass beat by Brock
Do you
Lesnar
want
in the
it?
octagon.
Do you want it?
Yeah,
All right. So why would somebody
like that guy that was supposed to tag with AJ last night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't care. I want pay me.
Yeah.
I'm in.
So why is everybody pissed off at Punk for taking that fight when nobody's saying anything to Dana White?
Very good point. Very good point.
And I haven't heard. I've seen all these. I've seen all these debates and everything online. Not a single. I haven't heard anybody point out Dana White.
Good. Very good point.
And Punk mentioned it himself that 2 years ago he might not have gotten this fight, or 3 years ago, or 5 years ago when he was negotiating. There is a booker at UFC that looks at all this talent before they start making fights, and
They know.
they wouldn't have, and that booker would not have allowed CM Punk to fight because he wasn't ready.
Yeah.
He unfortunately is not there anymore. Between that and the company being sold, they need eyes.
Yeah.
They didn't buy this company just to stay at status quo. They're looking to go up. How do you go up? You get a guy that used to wrestle and has wrestling credibility and has hardcore fans across the ocean from Cleveland, Chicago. Yeah, get him. It'll pay off. Documentary sold us on watching the fight.
Yeah.
We went and watched the fight.
Well, we were gonna watch it anyways
Yeah.
because it's Punk.
And
that's the whole point of what.
Gotcha.
Wait till
what UFC was trying to
Reebok starts putting out the CM Punk merchandise for the fight that he had. See how fast that's going to sell out. You know, a lot of people aren't thinking about it right now because it just happened. I'm willing to bet that there's at least 750,000 buys for this pay-per-view because CM Punk was in. And
UFC doesn't want him for another fight. Fine. How many other smaller MMA companies are out there that would
Bellator,
take him in a
heartbeat. Bellator will take him. Bellator brought back Ken Shamrock. They put Dada 3000 against Kimbo Slice, and they both gassed themselves by the second round and fell apart. And they brought back Hoist Gracie. And they'll bring back anybody. If anybody has marketability or value, half of the guys that are on the UFC roster right now have dipped their toes in the Bellator pool to get money, just so they can see if they have another second chance to career to go back to the main stage of UFC. So if Bellator's got any common sense, if they were willing to pay CM Punk that kind of money to go in Bellator and drop another fight or actually win against somebody that's on the same caliber, dude, Bellator's going to get the same amount of buys. They'll sell out just as quick as Cleveland did, knowing that CM Punk is there.
One last thing I want to say about the UFC fight. Kudos to Joe Rogan and Mike Goldberg. They were calling that shit down the middle. They weren't like taking shots at Punk. Joe Rogan was even saying, like, when he was towards the end, he was getting his ass kicked. Joe Rogan, one of them could have easily said, "Oh, there you go." But he was like, "Well, this is what happens when you put a white belt in with the brown belt." And they weren't making excuses for Punk, but they were explaining to people who were watching, like, this is what's going to happen when you try to go into UFC and you're not ready. So they could have easily just had a field day with that, and they didn't. They called it like a legit match, not like the circus show that it came out to be. Yeah. And yeah, I was glad to hear that. For them.
Chris, what did you think?
I was able to watch it at the last minute, met up with a date out and watch the fight. I was optimistic, I was wearing this shirt when I went there. A lot of people noticed it. As soon as that intro came out, already I had the measuring stick out. It's like, okay, people are expecting Punk to get knocked out in the first punch because it's a wrestler that doesn't know shit about MMA.
Right.
10 seconds goes in, Mickey Gall goes right for the charge, tries to take CM Punk down. CM Punk, for the first 15 or 20 seconds, had some pretty decent defense. He didn't get taken down. And I was like, all right, this is already shutting people up that thought that he wasn't going to get past 10, 20 seconds. And then he got to a minute, and Mickey Gall's on top, pounding him, giving Punk cauliflower ear. Decent facial shots. Punk didn't get knocked out. And he was still keeping his arms up. And I was like, all right, I'm hearing more silence. In my mind, I'm picturing more silence of haters that were like, oh, he can't take a punch. He's still in it. I counted at least 3 times that Mickey Gall went for the rear naked choke and Punk blocked it or countered out of it. And in my mind, I'm hearing crickets like, all right. at some point, he crossed the line where his match was longer than Brock Lesnar's debut match against Frank Mir the first time when Brock Lesnar got tapped out by the ankle lock. And I was like, all right, at this point, it's money. If he loses now, he's already made it better than half of the wrestling community and most of the MMA community thought he was going to make it. And then by then, as soon as that thought left the station, that's when Mickey Gall finally trapped in that rear naked choke and Punk tapped out. At the end of the day, he had a goal. He had a plan. He went through it. It took a little longer because of his shoulder, his back and his shoulder. He did it. He was in a match. He lost.
He got that first match out of the way.
The first match out of the way. He's getting banked for it. You know, I bet you he's thinking to success minus cauliflower ear. I don't know how much AJ's gonna love that. It's a success. I completely agree 100% with Dana. He needs at least one. Dude, we can see if they schedule it just right, they can have this match in 2018, the Saturday before the Super Bowl in Chicago, Illinois, with CM Punk co-main eventing, already having 2 amateur fights under his belt, even if he's won or lost them both. But just to have the experience under him to feed another up-and-comer guy from maybe the Ultimate Fighter or somebody from another indie MMA circuit, dude, they could double the money that they made.
UFC don't care about the. It's not like wrestling. You have to be in a certain town to get a certain pop or whatever.
You don't think?
No, it's gonna be fighters. Like who are the fighters?
They care more about buys than they do pop.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, the crowd, they don't care about hometowns. They just care about
they're going to sell out with CM Punk no matter where they go.
The thing that you guys might not notice, when they do pay-per-views in Brazil, they always have half the card of Brazilians. The main event is a top Brazilian guy. The next UFC fight's in Manchester. Michael Bisping from Europe is the main event in that fight against Dan Henderson's last fight. So they do tend to do that at times.
Okay.
So if they schedule it out right, they could actually, if they put as much effort as they do the other overseas shows, like the Japan show, half the roster was Japanese MMA fighters.
Well, you're talking 2018. Whatever. Okay. Is that it about the CM Punk fight?
That's it. Yep, that's UFC. I guess y'all didn't watch the rest of the stuff. Stone Cold Stipe knocked out Overeem after he was in that choke. I thought Stipe was going to tap on that choke.
Overeem lost?
Yeah. And then they fucking interviewed him after he got knocked the fuck out. And he was all loopy. He's like, oh, I felt him tap out. And they showed the replays. Like, no wonder he was running like an asshole after he got out.
I saw a press conference before, like when they were all doing their junkets or whatever, and they were talking to press. And Overeem they asked Overeem about CM Punk, his fight, and he was not laughing it off, but he's like, hey, it's gonna be a short fight, you know. He's kind of, but he's like, but I respect him for coming in here. I'll be rooting for him. That's what he said. I'll be rooting for the guy, but he ain't gonna win. Yeah. And I think that's where a lot of people were standing. Like they were wanting Punk to win, but that wasn't gonna happen.
Just imagine in the back of your mind the look on everybody's faces that had to swallow humble pie if Punk at least made it to the decision.
Someone said this was Gall's longest match.
Yeah.
Was it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's it for UFC?
Ta-da. All right, last thing. Raw.
Now we get
We're back on this again.
There you go.
There we go. Raw.
There we go.
Raw watch is great.
What's the main takeaway you guys thought of from Raw?
I was thinking that Raw was definitely going to be overshadowed by SmackDown this week. And I think it pretty much was.
You might be on that.
Yeah. I think SmackDown was definitely the important thing this week. For as much as all the awesome stuff that's going on with the women on SmackDown, I've been kind of feeling like this stuff with the women on Raw is going to be like, terrible. But I said this, I think it was last week, or maybe, just maybe, we'll see something interesting out of Dana Brooke. Maybe. And not wrestling wise, I don't think she's a good wrestler at all, you know. But maybe with the storyline, character, and all that, maybe there's going to be something there that the writers did well. Not necessarily her, but maybe some of the writers did well. And I think we saw a little bit of that again on Raw. When she looked like she was going to turn on Dana, or turn on Charlotte, and Charlotte is just still being in that abusive relationship where, like, no, you my hoe, you know, like that kind of stuff. Like
the hat gets turned backwards and he thinks he's from Fifth Ward.
Second Ward.
But his mail goes to his parents' house.
Pasadena.
My mail's in fifth ward, bitch.
Yeah.
Regardless of grade.
Regardless.
Now goes to his parents' house.
I kind of
Gators
I'm
bitches
interested-
better be wearing Jimmy's.
I'm interested in seeing where this is going with her as a character. You know,
She gets put in that triple threat.
She gets put in the triple threat, but here's the thing. She thought that, or everybody thought that, oh wow, it's a turn. You know, she has a face turn. But then after she got her ass whooped and everything, and she was in the back, she was like, no, let me explain to you what I was going to do. She told that to Charlotte, and I was like, wait, that wasn't a face turn. That was her trying to have the wheels turn, her coming up with an idea that if she was a better wrestler would have been a great idea. Having her interjected in the match, that way she and Charlotte have control as to what actually happens in there. So if she actually won, then hey, guess what? It's gonna be her versus Charlotte, and she could just finger poke a doom her, and then hey, guess what? You know, Charlotte still is winning. It wasn't a face turn. It was her trying to still protect her, but Charlotte was too dumb and too abusive to even fucking see the forest for the trees there. And Charlotte was just like, shut up, bitch. Bam, another slap to the face. I was like, wait a second, there's a lot of fucking undertones going here. Whoever's writing this is fucking brilliant. Whoever the writer is. I'm not giving a whole lot of, you can calm down there. I'm not giving a whole lot of credit to Dana. I see that fire in your eye. You know, Dana still sucks as a wrestler. I get that. But I don't know. There's a little something there.
That's where I was hoping that they would just strike while the iron was hot. They did the whole thing. I was like, oh, great. What the fuck are they going to do? Are they
Chris
gonna
called the
give
whole
us-
thing you just said. He called it.
Are they giving us
All right.
Bailey versus Sasha again? And then the whole thing happened, and they added Dana in the match. I was like, all right, awesome. If they're gonna try to make Dana interesting, they should have given that match to Dana. They should have had her building up through these next 2 weeks. Charlotte's plan. It's like, yeah, all right. So you're gonna lay down for me, and then after that, we're equals. We're one and the same or whatever. And have Dana struggle with that. It's like, hey, this might be the only shot I get to Clash of Champions. Hey, is Dana going to just lay down, or is Charlotte going to abuse her to the point that we actually get not necessarily a face turn, but like you would say, an interesting turn. Go full turn. Don't give us like a crescent move. Give us the whole thing, and actually have Dana put up a fight and lose, and somehow still work the relationship. You know, because have the match end and then Charlotte beats her, and then Dana's looking for Charlotte to help her up, and Charlotte still treats her like shit. And then the other girls come out, and then the girls come out, and they look like they're going to attack Charlotte. And then Dana turns around and starts attacking, and it goes back to the status quo, but still have that illusion of, hey, what's going on with Dana? Like Stockholm syndrome kind of.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they could have really gone full bore with it, but it's hard to do that when you've got two of the best wrestlers that NXT's created, and Charlotte that's got the Divas, the women's championship for Raw, and you can't just lose sight of that, right?
Dana does not fit in that caliber, as
No.
you just said. She doesn't fit at all in this whole situation.
She has a nice ass though.
Yeah.
I was enjoying.
You know,
it
who does
Raw.
fit in this. I don't know if we're gonna see it, but Paige and Emma.
Ooh, I'm glad you mentioned Emma. We just had that mention on the live chat there. Hector said, "Hey, what do you think Dana's going to go away once Emma shows up?"
Yeah. Well, is Dana gonna go away? God,
Well,
I hope.
Do you think Dana will turn on Charlotte when Emma comes back?
Oh, maybe because their history in NXT. But honestly, I don't want to see Emma anywhere around Dana.
Okay.
I think she was before her injury. I thought she was doing just fine on the main roster.
Okay.
I would be the opposite on that.
Of course,
I would have Emma save Dana from Charlotte, and have the battle of the bitches between Emma and Charlotte, with Dana in the middle.
Ooh.
But it'd be because it'd be heel versus heel. WWE doesn't do heel versus heel.
Well,
And what
would
are you
Emma
gonna
be
do?
a face?
Okay, then you're gonna turn him to face. How many faces do we have right now?
That's a
Two?
good point.
Too goddamn many.
Too many?
Look at the women roster. How many are faces? How many are heels?
On Raw? You got
Yes, on Raw.
yeah, you got Bailey and Sasha. They're the faces. You got two.
Nia Jax is the heel. Alicia Fox, I guess, is a face or
Yeah,
just
she's
an
a
idiot.
face.
I think-
Summer Rae, is she a face or a heel?
Is Summer Rae even fucking around?
I don't watch Superstars.
Paige has gone through all this kerfuffle. Are they gonna make that a point and like bury her on Raw or make her a face or a heel either way? Like,
I don't know. They said that she's gonna be coming back pretty soon.
so
I don't know. Here's the difference between Raw and SmackDown on their women's side is like on SmackDown. At first, when SmackDown first started, it was like, hey, what are you gonna do with this band of women for the roster? But you had the more, I think, established roster for the women on Raw as far as because they had the
popularity.
champ. They had the champ and everything, yeah. But it's more solid on SmackDown, even though two of them aren't really doing anything. Naomi and Alexa, now she's number one contender. But everything's making sense on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Here on Raw, it's like it's the same story between them. Granted, they're building up Nia. They're just brought in Alicia for that. Paige and Emma are out right now, so they're kind of stuck in holding pattern right now for this, and that's why they keep going back and forth with Brina and Bayley and Sasha and Charlotte, Dana, and Dana's. Ugh. Why is she in that mix with these women? Still don't understand it.
Before we kill Travis, let's jump off the Dana train.
Please. I hate you.
We had expectations of how Cesaro's Sheamus would go.
Yes.
We had match number 4 that was untelevised.
Right.
So we were all under the
UK,
impression that Cesaro was going to win this because they were not air Sheamus winning, or they had to air it. So now we're at match number 5, and Sheamus won again. And we have 1 Raw and 1 pay-per-view coming up within the next week.
Mm-hmm.
How are you feeling now? 3-2, Sheamus versus Cesaro.
Man, I hate to say it, but I think with them going the route of Cesaro trying to do this monster comeback, I think they killed it. I don't really care. I want it to care, and if they kept it competitive and booked it the way we were thinking that it should be booked, even if it went as far instead of like 1-1-1-1-1-1-1, if it went like 2-0, 2-2, 3-2, 3-3, and then to 7, I would have been great with that. But man,
would you have been happy if Sheamus just won last Monday and ended it 4-1?
Yes.
Yes.
Because you
in this whole goddamn thing.
You did say I'm gonna be hyped when it's 3-0. When somebody gets to 3, I'm gonna be hyped.
I didn't say I was gonna be hyped if it was 3-0. That was my exception. My exception was if it gets to 3-0, then I'm not gonna be hyped. And that's the point where we were. We were at 3-0 and like, okay,
because
Cesaro won 2 in a row. He's gonna win the next one definitely. Probably at Raw, and then at the pay-per-view we'll have Game 7, and Game 7 more than likely, they even fucking mentioned it on Raw, the NBA Finals. They even mentioned it. They're like, whoa, in any other sports, it doesn't happen very often. The 3-0 come back and win, but it happened last year at the basketballs. Like, okay, well, great, thanks for fucking spoiling it.
Here's another issue. I've always from the start of this thing, I was.
You were down on it.
I was already. One thing is because there's only so much I can take these two guys fighting. I get it. Like, I understand this is a holding pattern for them to be on TV while other things are going on with everything. But
be better at making it interesting.
I wish this was for like a vacated U.S. title or something, and the winner gets the actual championship instead of you'll get a title shot. You'll get a title shot somewhere down the road. Yeah, bitches. I don't. There's no sense of urgency for me on this whole thing.
There's nothing tangible.
Yeah,
for a unique opportunity.
Not even a unique. It's just something stupid. Yeah. Damn.
Put you in your place.
Damn. Yes. So
I'll do it for you.
Shit.
We done it.
And we're almost there. Kevin Owens against Roman Reigns was announced last week. First thought that jumped into my mind is like, all right, they're going to put Roman in this fucking triple threat match, and we're going to get a triple threat match. Blech. The match ends. What was your first impression when the match ended?
Wait, which match?
Owens versus Roman.
No, which match ending are you talking about? Because there's 2 matches.
At the end of the night.
At
the
end of
show's
the night,
over.
Roman Reigns is winning. Okay, so he's in the title shot.
No.
Wait, what?
No. Roman Reigns pinned cleanly by Kevin Owens. With interference
that's
from
right.
Rusev.
Yeah, that's fine. I was no, because Rusev came back. He made a surprise return. See, I said that just now because in my mind I was thinking that was going to happen. Because after McFoley came out and said, no, the match isn't even like this.
Why did it end the first time?
Sethy.
Yeah, Seth Rollins came out, interfered, attacked him, and that's why he got DQ'd. In typical WWE fashion, history shows that whenever matches are started, it's always it's all in the face's favor at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And for him to still lose, I like it. Not only because it wasn't predictable, but it continued that feud that he was having with Rusev, and I think everybody was enjoying that more than him being forced into this house.
Not only was it not in the face's favor, but it was also not in the favor of the person that previously lost. You know, usually after a match restarts, it's okay. Well, person A won when the match first ended, so that means person B is going to win when the match restarts. But no, it was Kevin winning at the end of the first time, Kevin winning at the end of the second time. So that was a bit of a departure. And that's the kind of departure that I wanted to see with the best of 7 fucking tournament.
No, Kevin Owens didn't win the first time.
Yeah, he did. Kevin Owens was the one that was jumped. Kevin was jumped.
Yeah.
So he won, and that means Roman lost. That means Roman was out.
Yeah.
And then Kevin won again. So Kevin won 2 times.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you wanted that in the best of 7.
That's the kind of departure of regular cookie cutter fucking booking that is so fucking predictable that they could do with the best of 7. They're doing it with this, but they're not doing it with the best of 7.
Yeah. I still see errors in, like, you can still see some of the stuff on Raw that has plagued that show for a long time still there. That's what I think SmackDown differs. You can start to, at least I can start to see a difference in the writing and a difference in the booking and the storytelling in SmackDown. It's becoming fresher. So on SmackDown.
Yeah.
So I'm enjoying SmackDown more than I am Raw right now. I don't know why I said that. But for
That's how you feel, bro.
The main event for Clash of Champions.
Owens versus Rollins.
1-on-1 straight up.
Do they continue keeping it with Owens?
Oh. Well, okay. Well, we're 2 weeks away, so we just have 1 more week's worth of build before we actually do our prediction show. Man, I don't know. Damn, this already for me is difficult because on the one hand, it's like, okay, well, they just put the title on Kev, and it's supposed to be a placeholder for Finn. But when's Finn supposed to come back? Is Kev gonna hold it the entire time? How long was Finn's reign originally supposed to be? So man, I don't know. I mean, normally I'd say, first pay-per-view title defense after winning the title, you're gonna keep it. But damn, with Kev, man, I don't know. I don't know. I know that's a cop-out way of saying it, but I don't know.
Hey, look, as long as we keep, if he's gonna be champ, if we keep getting pictures of him next to Cole with the ROH title in the same hotel room, I'm down for that. Keep the title on him.
Yeah.
We just needed AJ to walk in there with the food and the
Yes.
That time I was like, orders anyone? Or something of that nature.
Housekeeping.
Oh no, not the pledge. No.
Oh, one thing we saw on Raw, I kept joking about it that, this must be superstars when Jinder Mahal and Jack Swagger were having a fight. I was like, this is so weird and random and nobody gives a shit. Like the crowd's checking out on it. Why are they doing this? And then after the match, for whatever reason, they're following Jack Swagger randomly. And then the reporter runs up and says, hey, we hear your contract's coming up pretty soon. Why would you ask that after someone wrestles? I don't know. But of course, Swagger doesn't. I don't think he says anything. He just kind of walks away with it.
What was the payoff?
Payoff was on SmackDown, which I did not even catch. Like I forgot that was a thing in the old draft or the old brand split. Was my contract's up. Oh well, what's gonna happen? Yeah. So Baron Corbin and he was beating. Damn, who was he fighting? Kalisto again?
No.
Cruz?
Damn it. Yeah, I think it was Cruz.
Oh, by the way, that was
because he took him. No, because he took him out before the match started.
Right. That's what it is.
And then that's when we hear the music playing and Jack Swagger comes out. He cut a little promo. talking about how his contract ran up and he signed a new contract with SmackDown. I dug it. Some of it was kind of corny. He was being a little over the top and cheesy with his promo. But at the end of the day, I was like, fuck, you know what? He got his swagger back. Jack got his swagger back.
This guy.
And no, because that was a problem I had with swagger for a long time. Is that's his fucking name. He does his swagger. Like when he was ECW champion. He come out, do the push-ups and everything. Yeah,
The Donkey Kong.
Pop the singlet. Yeah.
He had
Did push-ups and shit.
Yeah.
and then after a while, just
Once he won the title, when he cashed in on Jericho,
Yeah.
he completely went,
he pulled a Jericho.
and it was like that forever. And I don't think he ever got that back. Until
But seeing him on SmackDown, all the casual clothes and everything, and just trying to be funny and cool, and it worked. Some of it worked, some of it didn't work. But with SmackDown, I just said it's more fresher creativity on SmackDown than I'm seeing on Raw. Maybe they got something for Smack. Maybe they have something for Swagger. Why pull him over to SmackDown if they didn't have something for him? So.
Well, there's a lot of talk here about Swagger. I don't want to blow past this. What about what the hell they're trying to do with Jinder?
The I Come in Peace thing, or
all of a sudden now he has like the spiritual awakening and like he's supposed to be peaceful. I was like, okay, if they're gonna do something with him, if they're gonna make him interesting, fucking make him interesting. I'm always okay with that. I don't care how bad of a wrestler you are or if we like you or don't like you. If you're gonna do something with you, if creative has something for you, I want to see if you could run with that ball and if creative has a good idea. So here, I'm very interested to see, because I've always kind of had this thought that with wrestlers, especially with whenever you try to do different type of characters, sometimes you don't see the wrestling go along with the character change. Remember, for a long time, I said Bayley doesn't wrestle like Bayley should, and I said that the way Bayley should wrestle is that if she's going up against somebody like Nia Jax, she shouldn't like punch and kick her way out of it and hulk up and like toss her around. She should be counter wrestling, crafty, putting on holds, submissions, wiggling her way out of submissions just because she's that brilliant of a wrestler.
She's a student of
the game. If we're gonna have a guy who is all about peace and namaste and everything, we should never see him throw one fucking punch. He should only do open hand slaps. He should only counter punches or kicks that come to him. He should only put on
Roman
submission
Greco,
moves.
catch can.
Exactly. We should never, ever see him after kneeling down. I like the kneeling down thing. Hey, I'm coming in peace. I'm kneeling down. Whatever. But then he like jumped up and bopped Swagger right in the gut. Like, okay, but is that going along with the character? Is the heel character here that all this namaste stuff is bullshit?
Honestly,
Or-
I didn't care.
Well, and well, okay, well, Chris, forget him. He doesn't care. Chris, like, is all that stuff
It's
bullshit?
Jinder Mahal. Come
If
on.
it's not bullshit, and we're going with this real character of he's going to be all about peace and enlightenment and all this and that, like, shouldn't it line up with his wrestling style?
I'm sorry, I don't care. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. It's that's the stuff that you work out 3 or 4 matches in. So at a month's time, the whole thing's fleshed out and you know where you're going. So they might be working
And
on
not
that.
have him on Superstars for a month after your return.
Primarily, I think the big deal with Jinder Mahal is that they have a very popular Bollywood band that did his theme, and WWE made a lot of consensus posts and discussions openly to admit that they did this for him.
Okay.
And they're trying to broaden the India market.
Yep.
So you can't just have a jobber that's Indian and expect, oh, hey, by the way, love us because we have this guy that always loses, but he's from your country. You know, Bing Wong from China went over on his debut match against Bo Dallas when they were in China.
Yep.
Yeah, so if you're going to have relevance in this country and your brand, then you can't have your Indian guy just be a nobody that loses to like Neville for the fuck of it. Like, they're making an interest in investing in his character so that because they're expecting a decent return from the next tour overseas or their new TV deal over there, and they want to go back to bigger crowds. So that's where I'm seeing the whole, hey, everybody, this is Jinder Mahal. You know, the whole, and that's why
From
they're
India.
that's why they're adding more pieces to his power.
Okay.
So hopefully in the next month or two, all the wrinkles get ironed out and the whole polished Jinder Mahal is ready for the mass audience. And they put him in.
But would you care personally? That's corporate shit you're just talking about.
Honestly,
Personally.
in pro wrestling, if there's something that gets your attention, you'll give anything an honest shot.
If they care enough to put enough thought into it, then by proxy and through the magic of television, we should wind up caring organically. You know, not because, just they care. If they care enough and put enough fucking time, effort, and thought into it, you could wind up believing in anything that happens.
I think that the three of us in this last 5-minute conversation about Jinder fucking Mahal is more thought process than what WWE Creative has done for him. I'm done.
I think we're all done, dude. That's a show. That's our thing.
Number 200
Yeah, 200.
in the can.
Yeah.
Jinder with the Bollywood boys. See, there you go.
Yeah.
See, that's Hector again.
I wouldn't mind just seeing the Bollywood boys, see what they can do.
Mhm.
Who are the tag teams on Raw? I don't even remember. Do we have a full roster?
You have Bootios and you have
That club.
the club, and who else? Who else? Who the fuck else is on Raw? That's a tag team.
Enzo Cass? Shining Stars?
Oh yeah. That's right.
Truth and Goldie?
Dude. Enzo Cass.
No, you should not be complaining about that. They already delegated the Shining Stars to selling timeshares in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Is it safe to say that it's a bust with the Shining Stars and repackage them as something else again? Or just for once, just admit to them, to the audience, hey, these are relatives of the Colognes. Third generation. They know what they're doing. We're not going to let the writing fuck them up.
We would only be so lucky if something like that were to happen. Like,
Yeah, we need gimmicks on them.
yeah, like that is so weird. I mean, all these other like multi-generation wrestlers and stuff that you see, oh man, they fucking make sure that you know. But with Epico and Primo, they've never said it.
Ever since Carlito left. When Carlito was there, it was understood. These are the Colognes, the Colons. They know what they're doing. Fight them in Puerto Rico, you die because the fans will kill you. Now it's like that Carlito's gone. It's like,
And that's why I think we need to bring him back.
dude, they even put fucking Carlito's dad in the Hall of Fame. And still,
And nothing.
no recognition that Primo and Epico are like solidified in a family of wrestling and that they have heritage. And just on that, if you can accentuate the positive, which is Puerto Rican wrestling, heritage, family and Hall of Fame, they have credibility, they have credence. Just put that over. Sometimes that's all it takes.
You want to talk about like them going to China and trying to, sign wrestlers from China and put over all these people. You want to talk about them trying to do new stuff with Jinder Mahal so that they could do stuff for India. Why can't you do the same thing for freaking Puerto Rico?
Exactly.
Why not?
And that's how we end the show.
On a high note. All right, so that was episode 200. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. Thank you for any long-time listeners, people interacting on the chat, people interacting on Facebook. Hopefully 200 will, not just be a continuation of what we've been doing, but a new start for new things, new projects that we're going to do, other shows or whatnot.
Did y'all like the background?
Yes,
Did y'all like the new getup? Let us know.
Yeah,
Sponsored by me. These are from my personal collection. I have plenty more. We're rotating them out. Just wait till we talk about the No Mercy pay-per-view because that Eddie Guerrero poster is fucking dope.
Oh, or just tell us, whatever.
Yeah, give it away the week before. So yeah, thanks so much, guys. We're gonna try to gussy up the actual YouTube show itself. We're already gussied this up. We're gonna try to gussy up this guy.
No, we're not.
No, we're not.
Everything was working fine before we recorded, so I don't know why we're having sound problems at the start of this episode.
Yeah, that's what I heard. We had some sound issues. I don't know. But yeah, keep your eyes on us, guys. We appreciate the support, and just stay tuned. Adios, my friends. Keep it classy.
Don't have a good night. Have an American night.
Hey, none of you motherfuckers are standing up. You little Kaepernick.
Oh, fine.
No.
Let me get on one knee.
Oh, oh,
Calm down, Abel.
he's used to that.
Nobody complained with Tebow got on his knees after every touchdown, but now that Kaepernick and a couple of guys are doing it on the sidelines. Oh my God, they're just working the
Why
word.
is getting on a knee a protest? Isn't getting on your knee more submission
Dude,
than normal?
Arian Foster hit the nail right on the head. If you think kneeling for the flag is un-American, then you don't believe in God. Because people kneel
Because
for
people
God.
kneel for God. Yeah.
And hating on
But
that. Fuck you. Go
That's
to
even
hell.
more submission. That's even showing more allegiance and alliance than standing up. Like, oh, I'm going to kneel down. Like that's doing the opposite of what fucking Kaepernick was trying to do. I think.
Don't worry about drug abuse. Don't worry about spousal abuse. Everybody cry a fucking river because no one's standing up with their hand over their heart for the national anthem.
Yeah.
Done.
Well, on that
Oh,
note,
no.
what?
Who had the best week ever this week? Brock Osweiler.
Oh, that is true.
Yeah.
Okay,
Interception on the first drive, but
Oh,
overall.
after, yeah,
But after overall.
our new quarterback.
Foosball.
Oh, really? Is that
Yeah.
Sports ball.
No,
Brock
seriously,
The ball is
Brock
made of bacon.
Osweiler.
Okay, all right, fuck, all right.
Yeah, that's his name.
Damn.
Yeah, yeah.
1-0. Yeah.
Yes, we're about to be 1-1 this upcoming week.
1-3, I think.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah. But hey, Dallas lost.
Yeah!
Who the fuck does not run out of bounds on the last play?
Take that, Daru.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, Dak Shepard, man, I bet he was pissed or whatever his name is.
Dak
Shepard,
Dak.
What?
No, it's
Dak
Dak
Prescott.
Prescott.
Dak
That's his last name,
Prescott.
Prescott.
Oh my God.
Yeah. What?
You had one job, run out of bounds. Des Bryant.
Des Bryant was like, go that way,
Des
man.
Bryant, the haters. Everybody hates Des Bryant, and for once he got over because he was fucking right. Dang loud.
That was so stupid. Why? Okay, I can kind of understand your instinct is that you want to cut to avoid the tackle, but you cut when the tackle was going to take you out of bounds anyway. So you had no reason to fucking cut to go back the other way to get extra yardage. All you had to do was just go that way. That's it. Even if you got hit, even if you got tackled, just make it over. Just go. That's all you had to do. You had one fucking job.
You got me on all that. Whatever. We done? Is this show's over?
I'm
Bye.
done. Bye.
Yeah. All right.
Son of a bitch.